Hi friends, welcome to Eyes of My Heart with Vicki Jean. It is a early morning and I'm just settling in here with my coffee and going to just do some silent time, some reading, some prayer, some meditation, maybe a little mindful movement. I don't know. When I come into here to sit down for this quiet time, I don't always know how it will unfold. But I do know when I bring myself before God and sit before the silence, sit in the silence, whatever needs to arise will. And I will find what my soul needs for that moment, for this day. And speaking of this day, it makes me think of a scripture this morning that my mom shared with me. And it's one that's very popular, very common, I guess I should say. Maybe popular isn't the right word. And it just simply says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." And I remember her telling me that. I don't know when it was. I was going through a hard time, I know. It might have been when I was going through my divorce, and that was many, many years ago. And I was very young and trying to work and just overwhelmed with anxiety and fear and rejection. And I lived alone in Michigan. All of my family was south. And I would sometimes wake up in the middle of the night in a panic and call my mom and wake her up. And she'd talk me down off the cliff, so to speak. I was just anxious and remind me that it's going to be okay. We can't always change what is happening externally. And then later, as we began to talk, I remember her sharing that the Lord spoke to her through this scripture and said, this is the day. If we wake up and we take a breath, we are here in this day, in this moment. And she said, I had to remember it's a choice. She said, I will choose to rejoice and be glad in it. We can't always maybe find gladness in circumstances that are happening, in losses, in deep stresses, in physical diagnoses sometimes that people have that are scary and painful, but that still we have that power to choose. And she just reminded me of that. This is the day the Lord has made. I choose, I will rejoice and be glad in it. And that rejoicing, I found, if I go inward to that kingdom of heaven within, where I remember I'm more than just flesh and bone. I'm more than what I think. I'm more than what I feel. I'm more than what is happening to me. It gives me a sense of peace, of hope, and it just seems to help my faith get even deeper in the love that holds me through it all. So I don't know what you might be experiencing today. If you wake up feeling joyful and happy, and then rejoice in that, choose to give thanks for that. But if you wake up with a burden weighing on you, whether it's physical, emotional, financial, relational, sadness, bring that into the light too, just as it is. Don't judge it, don't guilt yourself for it, and just say, Lord, I choose today to look deep within the soil of my own heart where the treasure of the kingdom of heaven dwells. I don't even know what that means sometimes, but I know it's there and that you'll reveal it to me. That peace that passes all understanding, that joy that is unspeakable, because it's not related to anything that's happening around us. And then try to just act upon that with one thing. Let it flow in you and out through you to someone else. So that's my thought for today. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I choose. I will rejoice and be glad in it. God bless you guys. Take care.